10 years after the release of Diablo 3, the company that brought the ARPG into mainstream gaming has finally released another loot-filled romp into the pits of hell. And now, after all those years of begging and pleading by the masses, it's finally on your phone. It's time for Diablo Immortal. Dive into the role of your favorite generic hero as you select one of the 6 all-returning classes from the previous games. Choose from the hack and slash barbarian, wield and shield crusader, cast and blast wizard, punch and pray monk, trap and torture demon hunter, or the kill, unkill, and rekill fun of the necromancer. Then start your familiar journey of walking down a path where everyone is dying just in time to save them while they still die for dramatic effect. Soon you'll meet up with Deckard Cain, who isn't dead because we're in the past and no one told you, and find out that once again some shiny rocks are fucking everything up and you really need to go get them. Now your true journey of wandering through the almost kind of dark-looking zones and dungeons that are shrunken down to bite-sized morsels to fit the form factor of a 6-inch cell phone finally begins. As you would expect from the title of this game, the main antagonist is the powerful demon Skarn, a demon so deadly and vicious that no one has heard of him before and he was never mentioned at any point in the future. Your journey to this obviously important character in the Diablo-verse will take you through the requisite regions that every franchise game must visit. The temperate zone of medieval construction and perpetual nighttime, the sand-covered deserts of perpetual daytime, the swampy jungles of perpetual moistness, and finally onto the rocky mountains of perpetual goat people. Across this adventure, you'll rip through hundreds of nearly distinguishable monsters, a dozen at a time, with a variety of attacks and spells. You'll get to select a primary attack as well as choose 4 secondary attacks from this broad collection of slightly different AoE abilities. Once you've fought your way through the single-level dungeons boasting the elegant and expansive design of a hallway with turns, you'll get to fight one of the bosses. At least you will if you haven't run into one of the amazing hard-stop moments of arbitrary level requirements halting your progression in the story. Assuming you've made sure to fully explore the codex menu and click the dozens of daily rewards, achievement bonuses, bestiary discoveries, and checked off as much of this gameplay-adjacent list of sparkling bullshit, your only way forward is the joy of tedious grinding. But if you want to take full advantage of that classic mobile magic, then you're going to want to check out the microtransactions. It starts out simple with some orbs you can use for cosmetics and unlocking more ways to obtain the dozens of indistinguishable crafting materials. Then you gain access to the bundles that let you stockpile more materials and crests to unlock special dungeons where they keep all the good shit in the game. But you can't have a video game these days without the glorious grinding progression of a battle pass. But why have one battle pass when you can have a second battle pass for twice the price? Of course, if you're gonna have 2 battle passes, you might as well throw in a third one and, you know what, go ahead and double that price again. Now you're a true Blizzard legend. Diablo Immortal. You may not need a phone, but you definitely need a credit card. Diablo Immortal is a strange experience. It starts out feeling like a Diablo game, but when mana, energy, and rage pools have all been replaced with cooldowns and every standard RPG mechanic has been streamlined, it starts feeling like it's playing itself. Potions are a recharging stockpile, gold does almost nothing, gear is quickly reduced to linear upgrades, nothing needs repaired, and you spend as much time racing people across tiny maps for special monsters like it's opening day in World of Warcraft because of this Quasi-Mmo Design. And with the initial design for phones, it sort of looks and feels like Diablo 3, but zooms in so far you can almost hear the armor chafing your warrior's ass as he fights across the battlefield. It does have some interesting concepts like legendary gear that distinctly changes your abilities and the convenience of moving features around gear without much effort though. If it wasn't for the weird level cap regions and focus on grinding through bounties and repetitive dungeons even before you actually finish the game, I might have given this a pass as okay, for at least delivering some of the Diablo experience. However, because this is yet another lazily crafted game that makes you choose between grinding your life away or forking over cash, I'm giving Diablo Immortal the abbreviated score of bad. If you'd like to see more hot takes, warm satire, and tepid commentary about video games, make sure to subscribe and check out my other abbreviated reviews.